Janasamooham, President of the 12th Street, Grama Janasamooham. My dear friend Mr. Prasad, leading lawyer of the Palakkad Bar. My most affectionate and revered parents, Mr. K.V. Venkatraman, my father, and Mrs. Lalita Venkatraman, my mother. Mr. Prakash Uttaswamy, my family friend, thank you for the generous introduction. Members of the different Grama Janasamoohams who have come together to felicitate me, I am deeply overwhelmed by the very gracious and kind gesture that you have all shown. But what is important is two things. One which Ramachandra Mama said in his speech. He used the word fraternal feeling. I hope you recollect. That is in demonstration here. Fraternity is the most important constitutional value embedded in our preamble itself. What better example than the physical demonstration of the fraternal feeling? The second thing is what Prakash mentioned. He mentioned that the wicks, when they were brought together, they are shining brightly. This is a classic demonstration of a symbolic representation. Fraternity, friends, is the most important value in our constitution, and it is absolutely essential today. It was fraternity which helped us handle the menacing COVID. We cannot forget that. Ladies and gentlemen who are assembled here, thank you for taking out time on a Saturday morning. Kalpathy, the village where my dear father grew up, has a special place in my heart. Though I did not have my childhood here and I grew up across the border in Tamil Nadu, I have fond memories because every year my parents made it a habit that either all of us will come to the Kadapulikavu and the Kalpathy temples, or if all of us cannot come, me and my brother would together or separately come and pay our obeisance to the deity. Kavu, which is our Adima Kavu, and the Kalpathy temple, the Shupra Ganapati temple, and the temple of Lord Viswanathan, without whose blessings or grace nothing is possible. So it is a great honor for me that soon after my assumption of responsibility, that's what I told the press, that I see it as a responsibility. I see it as an onerous duty rather than as an assumption of an office or power. And I want the blessings of all of you elders and Lord Almighty, so that I continue to have this feeling in the back of my mind when I discharge my responsibility. I think the Kerala press use a very appropriate word, Chumadala. I think it is absolutely right. Soon after assuming office, I sat for a day with the Honorable Chief Justice, who was so gracious with the collegium members to recommend me with a nice recommendation memorial. I also sat the whole of last week in the vacation court, whole of 5 days with 2 full hearing days. And it is an onerous responsibility. It is a different role. I have been an advocate all along. I was telling Prasad, we argue all day. Now it's a time to listen. So it's a change of role, it's a change of responsibility, it's a change of duty. So I seek the good wishes of all of you. If I am only to briefly advert to the journey, I am not writing my autobiography, it is too early for it. It has been a wonderful journey, but without the blessings of my parents, My my father, Mr. K.V. Venkatraman, and my mother, Mrs. Lalita Venkatraman, who are here to witness this, nothing would have been possible. In my mother, I have found a person who is totally disciplined and dedicated, and I am sure all of you would have the same opinion of your respective mothers. Look at the greatness of them. They hanker for no publicity. They don't look at the next day newspaper to see whether their name is in the paper. They get up in the morning at 5 and they go to bed at the very end. Totally dedicated, with no Sundays or holidays. Without them, friends, each one of us would be nothing. So let us have a round of applause for all mothers. I didn't have to read books on discipline or time management. I only look at her. I only wish I am half as disciplined as she is. I would have been twice as much better. My father, who was a prosecutor, who had to switch from his private practice because of the untimely demise of my grandfather, who was a very leading lawyer in Nadapuram, left no stone unturned to give me the best of education with all the means that was available within his control. He thought very big. In a sense, for my family, he was a visionary for the family. His only ambition was to give me and my brother the best of education. So when we went to the best of convents at Pollachi, and as soon as I was eligible, since Motilal Nehru sent his son to Harrow and Sanders, he also wanted to send, and he sent me to Sainik School, which I was greatly benefited. Constantly thinking about our welfare. I'm deeply indebted to him. And when he was later standing counsel in the Supreme Court, when I watched him from very close quarters conducting criminal cases, I really admire the clarity with which he conducted. I don't have that clarity when it comes to criminal cases, and I still look up to him. He is a role model for me in the profession. I am sure each one of you has the same feeling about your fathers. Let us give a round of applause to all fathers. I have been the most fortunate in having Jayashree as my wife. She could not come here because our daughter is having an Arangetram on 1st of July and my elder daughter is in practice. She has been a rock of Gibraltar. A lawyer, a cost accountant, and an author in her own right. She sacrificed everything for the benefit of that I could carry on with the profession without any hindrance. And I owe a deep debt of gratitude to her. My affectionate daughters, Sukanya, a lawyer, and Suvarna, a danceuse who is going into college, and my dear brother Narayanan and their family have all been encouraging. I send a message of thanks to them. I cannot thank my gurus enough. My first chamber in Coimbatore was with Mr. K. Ramachandran, a leading lawyer in Coimbatore. He took me into his chamber in the very first year of law, and for 5 years the only thing I did was sat around his table and listened to what he was discussing. I was not reading much because it was difficult to read those 161 statements folded, and the concentration spell was also not to that extent. But he took me in his fold. My professional gurus in Delhi, one of them who is a proud son of Palakkad, Mr. C.S. Viswanathan. He is more than an elder brother to me. After reaching Delhi, when I rang him up saying that I have read judgments of his, the reports, and I want to see him, he immediately asked me to come over, took me into his fold and gave all the encouragement to argue cases in all courts. Without him, friends, this position would not have been possible. He was also instrumental in putting me under Mr. K.K. Venugopal, the former Attorney General and the Doyen of the Indian Bar. I spent 5 years in his chamber, and it was the most memorable years of my life. He is the most secular, cosmopolitan, brilliant lawyer that one can come across. We had lawyers from all religions, and we were friends. We learned to respect all religions, and he taught us what real secularism is. I owe my gratitude to him, and whatever I have learned is at his feet, and I take this opportunity to convey my thanks to him. No wonder our ancient heritage arranged them in the following order: Mata, Pita, Guru and Deva. It is absolutely correct. Parents, Guru, and of course the overarching presence of the Almighty, without whose grace nothing is possible. If all of life is getting adjusted, I could not have had a better place to be born than in the household of my parents. So I thank Almighty for that. Kerala has been a very special place for me. Whenever I've had a chance to argue in the Kerala High Court, and I've had some long spells of appearances. I have spent 3 weeks before Acting Chief Justice Ashok Bhushan, who later became a Supreme Court judge, and Justice Ramachandra Menon, appearing for the government of Kerala in the ecologically fragile lands case. I spent 3 weeks before Honorable Justice Vinod Chandran, now Chief Justice of Patna, and Justice Ashok Menon in the Harrison Malayalam case for the Harrison Malayalam Company. There is a special charm about coming and arguing in Kerala. Going back, walking on the Marine Drive in Cochin, getting that Kapalandi packet, having it and walking through, because you get bright ideas. Any of you looking for an idea for anything, please try this. It really has a magical effect. To those of you young here, as I said, I am seeing this as a responsibility. I am seeing this as a duty. I don't want to see it only as an office. Yes, the office is the incidental effect. But if I have the right to advise you youngsters, hard work has no substitute. Give your best. Life, everyone has a course charted by the Almighty. If you keep doing well at what you are doing, you really don't know what will unfold in the future. I really was not prepared for this office. I was wanting to argue, I liked arguing cases, I was enjoying it, but suddenly when the offer came, I don't know, it must be God Almighty, He changes your mind. He makes you to say what He wants you to do. And that's the beauty of Almighty. So with these words, I thank Prasad for the hospitality, the Samoohams who have come together in a great show of fraternity, Ramchandra Mama for hosting this, for all of you for individually honoring me, weathering the oppressive heat, and what a great day on the birthday of Mahaperiyava. It's a tremendous feeling. I would have come soon after assuming office, but I had my call of duty. I had to sit in the vacation court. So I have taken the earliest opportunity to come. I seek the blessings of all of you elders and Almighty. Thank you so much for this. All the best to you. Jai Hind.